It's Monday, April 8th. I'm Kimberly Moss.
And I'm Pete Ferryman. Andy Carson is in Southeast Portland. He's at a place called the Vine Go Art Bar. And I guess if I went with the French pronunciation, it could be Van Gogh. But I don't know. Andy, please explain.
We're doing Vine Go here today.
Okay,
yes,
good.
We're in Southeast Portland, right there on 13th. And the idea is you come in here with a blank canvas, and they will give you beverages and teach you how to paint something like you might see right up there on the wall. And so we're going to work on that throughout the morning. Really cool idea, really cool concept, and really fun people. So stay tuned for all of that good stuff here this morning. Let's talk a little bit about the weather. If you're heading out there this morning, you might see just...
Let's get back to Andy Carson in Southeast Portland. He's at a neat place that teaches you how to be an artist.
That's right, it does. It's called Vine Go, and they use the vine because there's also wine on the side. And sometimes they say that maybe as you're, working on the painting, that might help get the creative juices flowing there. So great idea, great concept, and apparently you can walk away with just a beautiful piece of art that you have actually done yourself. They do the classes here almost every day, and we'll tell you how you can get hooked up and how it works and all that kind of stuff here throughout the morning. And also another great idea that I know you, Kim Moss, are just going to go, oh, you'll probably
Wow.
leave the desk right there and drive all the way out here
No
to be
kidding.
the first one in line for this. Yes. So
While making that sound.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it on the next segment.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Wow.
I know. I've been around Kim long enough to know. Yeah. Let's go right now to the radar picture because that is your weather. Now let's go to Tony for a little update on the traffic. Tony,
you're kind of peeking over your shoulder there. It looks like she is working on a painting of a dog. And
yes.
Well, I'm just thinking if you added some poker chips and some playing cards.
Then you've got something, yes.
I'm just not the most creative guy in the world, but just sort of thinking here off the top of my head. Dog playing poker.
I know.
That's artistic magic, my friend.
All right, let's turn back to Andy Carson now in Southeast Portland. Andy.
Are you ready for this, Kim?
I am.
You ready?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay, now. It's called Vine Go, and what you do is you come down here and you get kind of an art class, and they'll have like pre-selected things that you will paint and put together.
Okay.
But a new something that they're adding to this is you can actually send a picture of your dog.
Oh.
And then they will come up with a way to teach you how to do a painting of your dog.
I love it.
Is it kind of paint by numbers kind of a thing, or is it a little more advanced?
We'll find out. All the while, Kim, you're sitting there drinking wine.
Wow.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I knew it.
That's the noise you were talking about. Yeah.
There it is.
That's great.
So, we'll kind of tell you about that and talk to some people here coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. But we're all just waking up here this morning between 4:30 and 5. So stay tuned for all that good stuff and how you can get involved right here at Vine Go. Let's go right now to the temperatures we have around the 50s. Now let's go to Tony for traffic.
Okay, out we go to I-5 coming up north through the area.
Welcome to the 5 o'clock hour of Good Day Oregon. Andy Carson's in Southeast Portland this morning at a great place called Vine Go Art Bar. Good morning, Andy.
That's right, and I am going to attempt to paint this right here.
Wow.
That will be a part of my project for the day today. They have all kinds of different options, and you go to a calendar, figure out which item you would like to paint, as well as when you're available, and they'll get you all hooked up there and ready to go. So details on that as we go through the morning here, and also I'll be trying to do this. And let me tell you, not much of an artist, so we'll see what happens. Let's go right now to the forecast. You're heading.
All right, 5:08. Let's head to Southeast Portland. Andy Carson is at Vine Go Art Bar with your forecast.
That's right, and I have Jenny with me right here, and you're kind of the one that's going to be helping me out a lot here today.
I am.
So the idea, just give me the concept in general. How does this work?
So basically, I'm going to lead you step by step through Multnomah Falls. I'll tell you exactly what brush to use. We'll have the colors all set up. And I'll tell you what color to use and even down to what brush stroke to use.
Perfect, which I need all of that help. In fact, if you could hold my hand and place it where it needs to go. Now, if somebody wants to sign up for this, if they think, oh, I would like to have some of my own art, I'd like to learn to do some art, how do they do that?
They go onto vinego.com, our website, and they'll see our calendar, which shows images of the upcoming classes. And they just choose the one they want, sign up for it, and come on in on that day.
And it costs how much to do it?
$30.
$30. And how long will it take to do it?
About 2 hours.
Yeah, and then you have refreshments here that you can purchase and things like that while you're working on that.
We have complimentary appetizers and then wine, beer, hard cider, and sake.
And you also have like sodas and orange juices and different things.
Absolutely,
like
for the non-drinker.
There you go. So it's all hooked up for you. And this particular option right here, we'll talk about this a little bit, and then I'll get to working on Multnomah Falls, as you mentioned, coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go right now to the radar picture. That is a look at your weather. And Tony, I'm nervous and excited all at the same time here, because I really want to be able to be an artist.
Yeah.
It just have never really happened for me.
Yeah, and you had a pretty, I would just sign the one you showed earlier, you know. I mean, that you got one already done, looks like. Just put your name on it.
Yeah, well, that's the example. That's the example one. Okay. So, and you assure me I can kind of do this, not too difficult?
Yep, you can do it.
Yeah.
I taught it to a crowd of engineers recently.
A crowd of engineers could do it, for crying out loud. Yeah.
No problem. All right. Quick.
Yeah. Hi, Andy.
Hello. All right, Kim, you ready for this? And Pete, you too. I'm doing well. But we have Jenny right here, and we're talking about this whole concept of VineGo. And you sign up and you get to do some painting. Now, if you're going to do your own pet, if you want to do that, if Kim wants to do a painting of one of her dogs, how does she do that?
Well, she'll sign up for the Paint Your Pet class, which comes around about every 2 months. And then it will prompt her to email pet photo. And when it comes in, I sketch it for her. So she'll have it all sketched out, ready to roll, and when she shows up, it will be ready to paint. We'll have the palette set up with the dog colors. She chooses her background color, and I just help her through it.
And you help her through it, just like that. Now, the actual painting that I'm going to do, which is Multnomah Falls, it's not drawn on there.
You get to have a blank canvas.
A blank canvas.
Yes.
I won't be painting outside the lines. It'll be just fine.
I won't even give you a pencil.
Won't even give me a pencil. I like it already. So we'll get started on that coming up here in just a few minutes. And right now, let's take a look at the temperatures we have up at. That is a look at your weather. And Tony, I'm nervous about this. I'm excited, and I'm hoping for an apron. Do I get an apron?
You do get an apron.
All right, good. I get an apron.
It seems like the potential for putting a paintbrush in a glass of wine or drinking out of a cup of paint would be extremely high in this situation.
I've asked, and it has happened. Yes, it is. Oh, and look right here. I have the apron.
Oh, good. There you go.
Lovingly used.
All right.
I am ready to go.
All right. Looking forward to seeing how this all works out for you there.
And Andy Carson joins us now from Southeast Portland. He's exploring his artistic side. Hi, Andy.
Hello. Yes, we're at VineGo, and I'll be doing a little bit of painting coming up here. Got the apron on, and Jenny's ready to help me, and we're going to make some magic right there. Let's talk a little bit about the weather and the fact that it's cold out there this morning.
Yeah, I wonder if the uptick or the increase has something to do with the Hunger Games movie.
Perhaps.
Yeah. A lot of people interested in archery now. Andy is interested in art. And
I am.
I don't know about you. I think we're going to explore the notion of abstract art like we never have before.
I think he's going to do a great job.
I'm not expecting realism here.
Mike has a special filter on to make everything that I do look good,
okay.
Which is an expensive filter. So we're with Jenny once again, and you are kind of the one in charge right here. At least I'm putting you in charge.
All right.
Right here at VineGo, and I am going to try to paint that right there, which is, of course, Multnomah Falls. And so, and all I have, and you have, is just like a thing. What is that called?
A palette.
A palette. I'm off to a good start. and then a blank canvas. So how do I start? What's the first thing I need to do? And how this works is you sign up for the class, and they'll have the instructor right up here on a stage with a microphone and kind of telling all the students what to do. And what is it I'm going to do?
So you're going to take your biggest brush.
Oh, I don't get to pick that up? I was hoping to pick that up
well, you
first.
can if you want to.
Okay, biggest brush.
And I want to have you dip it in water first.
Dip it in water.
Then just blot it on the paper towel.
Oh, okay. Right there?
And take your yellow.
And take the yellow. Okay. While I take the yellow, I'm going to take care of a little bit of weather, and then I'll do my first brush stroke right on there.
Sounds good.
In just a second. Let's go right now to, okay, does that look right?
That looks right.
Okay. So I've got this.
You've got it. Now let's drop down about 3 inches from the top.
3 inches from the top.
And just make a line across. Does not have to be perfectly straight.
A line across. All the way across.
There you go. Look at you. You're painting.
Right there.
All right.
I see it.
Yes, it can go in a gallery now.
Now see that? I don't even see the yellow on that.
It's colored.
I don't see it.
We are building from
It's
the
going to
inside
happen.
out.
All right. Good thing it's a long show, Tony.
Quit now while you're ahead? I don't know.
I should.
You're looking good so
I
far.
bet there's an art gallery somewhere where this would sell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and just give it a creative name.
All right, here we go. Yeah, more to...
All right, from one fun place to another, and this one involving paint and brushes. Andy Carson, is your masterpiece complete yet, or are you still working on it?
Well, I'm getting there. I'm further along than I
Wow,
was just a moment ago.
impressed.
Yeah, I'm coming there. And so now I do a black squiggly line across
Your
there.
black squiggly line.
I'm nervous, but because it actually a little up, and then a little
You're
up,
doing it right.
and then a little down
Dip
right
down
there,
a little. There
and
you
then
go.
back up, and then there we go.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks like a big bird.
I'm reminded of those paintings that the Oregon Zoo auctions off when the elephants, step in the paint. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe you can't hear me. It's okay. I was making fun of you, but it's all right. It was all in jest and good natured.
Good. Yeah, because I never make fun of you, Pete. So
Never. No, it's all good.
So. I'm gonna do a little weather, and then I want to go on to the next step. Jenny, by the way, right here is my instructor at Vine Go. We're on in Southeast Portland, just off 13th, and eventually we're going to make a beautiful Multnomah Falls, which is right there. Somehow it's going to go from this to that. At least yours will, and mine will be like a vision of that. Let's go right now to a little bit of weather for you, and in 50s for the most part. Okay. Here we go, Jenny.
All right.
More of the black paint?
Yeah, so what we're going to do next is we're going to just fill in from this line all the way down.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, this part's easy. This is where you get to escape and relax.
All right, so I do feel more relaxed now, Tony. And as you can see, this I don't have to worry about making a mess because a lot of people have missed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably where the extra wine came into play, is when...
But
this morning, we're just...
It looks like you're ruining the whole thing, but I'm trusting her guidance here.
I am too. Well, she's going with coffee this morning, which I am too. I believe I have coffee here this morning.
All right,
yes.
good. Well, I can't wait to see how this all turns out for you there. On to the...
Not just the forecast for today, but an original work of art. What's going on,
That's right.
Andy?
Well, we're right here at Vine Go in Southeast Portland, and this is what we are painting. Would you like to see how I've come so far?
Yes.
Right there.
Wow,
Yeah.
Andy, I am impressed.
I'm blown away. I can't believe, seriously. I could never do that.
You're making that up. Yeah. Well, with Jenny by my side, we are getting through this, and that's kind of the whole idea, the whole concept behind this. And we'll share more of that with you coming up here in a second. Right now, I do want to take care of a little bit of weather for you because...
Andy Carson's in Southeast Portland this morning with our forecast. And Andy, I'm very impressed by your talents this morning with the paintbrush.
Thank you. And 96% of it is my work right here. and of course we have Jenny, who's leading me through the way. And this is how it works. So not typically just two of you, but if somebody were to sign up for the class right here at Vine Go, they go online, they find the particular painting they want to do, and then they just try to get in there?
Yes, they register for the class. We can seat 32. And so I'll be on the stage and have, up to 32 painters that I'm leading along, just like I'm leading you along.
Yeah, and it's like $30 for the class, and then there are like beverages that you can purchase while you're here, and some snacks that will kind of come along with it, and it takes about 2 hours, right?
Yep, and you leave with your finished masterpiece.
Yeah, and they have all kinds of great examples up here on the wall of what you can do, and then of course we talked earlier about the fact that about every other month you do one where you can send a picture of your pet in, and that's going to cost a little more to do it, but it's still another cost.
Right, it's $10 more.
All right, there you go. Perfect. Let's go. I'll say the stuff for kids. I'll tell you about that as well coming up a little bit. Right now, that is a look at your weather. And Tony, here we are. We're coming together. There's mine on the left, and of course we have Jenny's on the right. I can already tell yours is a little better than mine, but that's all right.
No,
it's my first day.
Virtually indistinguishable, one or the other. I mean, seriously,
right.
it looks great. I would be hard pressed to tell which one, whose was whose on that one. So yeah,
you do have the fancy filter on today, don't you? Yeah.
No, it looks good. I want to see how this progresses. There, looks like you're almost done actually. On to 84 coming in.
All right, 6:17 is the time, and Andy Carson, Kim and I are sincerely impressed. I mean, you've done a good job so far with your painting.
Shh. I'm focusing.
Ooh, see?
I'm working on a tree right now. There's my, I'm working on the tree right up at the top there of Multnomah Falls. We are, man, Jenny, your tree looks great. We're at Vine Go here this morning, and this would be a great date night. I was just on the radio with some of my friends over there talking about great, unique date nights. However, you're thinking to yourself, well, you and your wife come in and you go home with the same painting, but that's not how it works. What happens if you do date night here?
So if you do date night, it's one image across two canvases, so that when you show up, the canvases are together like this.
Right.
And we have like a scene of Hawaii, or we have Haystack Rock.
There's an example right over there. Yeah.
That's some Asian landscape.
Yeah. Of course, hopefully it brings you closer together and not, oh, come on, you could do better than that.
That happens sometimes.
It does happen sometimes. But you can go online, find out all the ins and outs of it. Very cool thing. And we have a big announcement coming up a little bit later on this morning, so stay tuned for that. Let's go right now to the, with high temperatures only going up into the mid-50s. Lows are up in the 40s and 50s. That is a look at your weather. Some more artists here. Now, some people, this is a repeat thing. You can do this more than once, right, Jenny?
Oh, yes.
How many people, what's an example of people that come in a lot?
So I have Matt and Marissa here today, and they have both been here almost 50 times.
Wow, almost 50 times. So
yes.
They are fast and they are good. They know what they're doing. So I'm anxious to see their finished product. Let's go to Tony now for an update on the traffic. Tony?
All right, yeah.
Andy Carson's in Southeast Portland. He's at Vine Go Art Bar with your forecast, and you are doing a great job, my friend.
Happy little accident right there is what we had. Happy little accident. We are going to fix this. With Jenny once again, and it is, as you mentioned, it's called Vine Go. Vine Go. Vine Go. I'm getting all my art references confused here. And it's this great idea. You come in, you do some painting. She shows you how, and you get to socialize all kinds of other people and go home with a masterpiece. Let's go right now to some weather information. And
6:38 is the time, and Andy Carson is at Vine Go, and this is Go with a GH. It's not like Go Dog Go or anything like that. We're talking about a play on artistic words.
Exactly. And Jenny just said after I did my second tree, I think we have enough trees over there. Let's move on over. I know
You're so good at them, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy?
Yes.
At some point in the next couple of hours, I'd love to hear about her background, her artistic background.
Indeed, yes, we will talk about that, and we're working on this, which eventually is going to look something kind of like that, Multnomah Falls. Hopefully you'll see this and say, oh, Multnomah Falls, and not like, still life. So we're doing that, but you also have kids classes going on here, and when do you do the kids classes, and how much does that cost?
So our kids program is called Go Kids, and it's every Thursday, and it goes from 4 o'clock to 5:15. We do half-size canvases with a very kid-appropriate painting.
There it is.
Yes.
Oh, right there? Tilt. Like that? Okay.
There we go.
He's very demanding. But anyway, yeah, so the kids can come in here and do that. And you might see a glass of wine right there. She's not actually having wine this morning, but it's just a visual to let you know that it's also kind of you've got a kind of a wine and beer bar in here as well for the adults when they're in here working on things, if that's something that they would like to partake in. And they also have soft drinks and all kinds of other things. Let's go right now to the temperatures that we have. That is your weather. And now we're going to do some trees over on this side.
Same trees, different sides.
Same trees, different side. All right, Tony.
Sounds like that's describing work. Yeah. Same tree, different side. Same freeway, new day. Here we go.
Let's get to Andy Carson now. We're going from tough football to the finer arts. He's at the Vine Go Art Bar in Southeast Portland. Hi, Andy.
Right now I'm working on the leaves. It's springtime. We're going to get the leaves on there. And Jenny, I need to ask you this. It's your place. You're one of the instructors here. What's your background? What kind of brought you into this?
Well, I've been painting for 22 years. Come from artistic grandparents. My grandfather did design work for Disneyland and worked for 20th Century Fox designing movie posters.
Wow.
So it's definitely been in the family. He met grandmother in art school, and so both grandparents were artists, and then I've just studied it in college. Had some paintings in the Street of Dreams, and
there you go. That's how it works. So she knows what she's doing. She didn't just say, I think I'll open up a shop and teach people how to paint and serve wine. No, it's way beyond that. You can go to their website, find out how you can kind of get involved and get yourself signed up. And it's only $30 to come down here and get a 2-hour course and eventually walk away with something like we have on the wall or something like we're working on right here. Let's go right now to the tips that we have. That is a look at your weather. And Tony, normally these classes last 2 hours. But normally they don't have to stop every 8 minutes and give the, a 3-minute weather report. So Good thing we have a nice long show here.
Yeah, no, I like watching the progress as the show develops here, so looking good. More to come from Andy this morning. If you
Andy Carson's in Southeast Portland with our first live local forecast. Good morning, Andy.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, we're at Wine Go. Go Wine. No, wait, what is it? Huh? Vine Go. Here this morning, and this is what happens. Everybody, including Jenny, they build me up, and then Mike, my photographer, just brings me right back down again. But that's the way it's working out here. If you're heading out this morning, you might want to grab a light little windbreaker.
And now we just need to get into painting, Andy. And if you give them a glass of wine, maybe that will, encourage them.
We're at Vine Go here this morning, which is a combination, kind of an art class, plus then you also have kind of a little bar going on, where you can have beverages if you want. It's $30 for most of the art classes, and then that's an additional cost if you want to have some beverages right there. Yes? Yes. Exactly. This is Jenny. She's been helping me throughout the morning as we're working on Multnomah Falls, and it's slowly but surely coming together, and I am not an artist, but you are helping me through it. We do have some other really great artists over here that have actually, a lot of them just have taken your classes here, and they're bringing it all together. Let's go right now to the radar picture. I want to show you some of the scattered showers that we're kind of dealing with this morning. And that is a look at your weather. And Tony, I've been enjoying coffee throughout the morning as I'm working on this. So if it's a little bit shaky, I've had a lot of coffee.
Fairly noted. Okay, we'll keep that in consideration as we're assessing your art later this morning.
All right, let's head back to Southeast Portland to Andy Carson, who has our forecast this morning. Andy?
Yes, good morning to you, Kim. We are at Vine Go here this morning, and I'm with Jenny, and we're putting together one of the many paintings. Do you know how many varieties or different paintings you guys have done here? Ballpark figure?
I'd say over 200.
Wow. And so are you constantly coming up with new ones that you put together?
Yes, I have more ideas in my head than I can manage.
So what you do is you can go to their website, which is
vinego.com,
and you look, and they will show pictures of the different paintings that they do on the different dates on the calendar. And if you're like, ooh, that's the one I want to do, you sign up, and then everybody that's in here does the same painting. But as you can tell, they will still end up a little bit different. Yours will be very good, and mine will be as good as I can do.
I don't know. I think you should teach the next class.
No. But obviously, we're working on Multnomah Falls. Eventually, it's going to look something like this. And it's just such a great concept, such a great idea. And you've been around for how long now?
A year and a half.
And you're about to open up a second location?
Yes, we just signed the lease on Friday.
Yes, and it is in? Tigard. There you go. And when will that one open up?
Probably late June.
There you go. So we'll have a couple locations down. We happen to be in Southeast Portland right now, just off 13th. Let's go right now to the temperatures we have up at Mount Hood. That is a look at your weather. Tony, take it away on the traffic. I'm going to keep working on the lower part of my falls at Multnomah Falls.
Yeah, the bridge structure very crucial to the whole thing there, I think. So, yeah.
I've got the bridge. I'm happy with my bridge, yeah.
Looking good. All right, here we go. On to...
And Andy Carson is mixing some art, some wine, and some weather this morning. He joins us live from Southeast Portland.
I'm doing 2/3 of those things, Pete. Yes,
okay.
The arts and the weather, I just did some shadowing, right?
You did?
Yes. Jenny right here is taking me all the way through the course here, and you can get the same thing. I'll tell you about that in just a second. Right now, let's talk about the forecast if you're heading out there.
All right, Andy Carson's in Southeast Portland, and you are doing just a bang-up job this morning of painting a masterpiece.
Well, thank you. You know what's kind of fun about this is my wife loves the idea of trying to paint. She likes the idea of being an artist and all that kind of stuff. And she's like looking into taking a class at this place and a class at this school and all that kind of stuff. But you're going to make it real easy. Jenny right here, she has this place, and it's called Vine Go. And if somebody wants to do this, just to do their first painting to get the bug, like these guys, they can't stop.
They can't stop.
How do they do it? How do they get hooked up?
They go to vinego.com and check out our online calendar, which shows images of all the upcoming classes. And they can choose a painting they want to try to replicate and register online, pay online, come in that day, get their wine, and stay for the show.
There you go. It all comes together there, and they have some snacks that come with it, and then there's of course the wine to go with the vine. But then they also have some other soft drinks and things like that, and they also have a kids class that you can do every once in a while if you're a kid. Let's go right now to the radar picture. I want to show you some of the isolate. That is a look at your weather, and here are some other folks that have taken this class, I believe, 50 times. And at this point, are they still... They don't need necessarily you to walk them through like you are for me. They're kind of doing their own thing, aren't they?
No, they come in and they just go rogue.
I guess that's allowed after you've been here for 50 times. Yeah. And then this guy, that'd
This
be your
is
husband.
Paul. Yes,
Yeah.
so Paul is my husband, and he's one of the instructors here. He's my employee, so I get to boss him around a bit.
So it works in my house, too.
Yes.
Let's go to Tony now for an update on the traffic. Tony?
Probably no big surprise what their friends and family all get for Christmas gifts each year, I'm imagining, with the 50 visits there. A lot of art to pass around.
7:46. Andy Carson joins us now live with your first live local forecast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so, guys, we're working right here on the Multnomah Falls. And, Jenny, what's the next step?
We're going to splatter it.
Splatter it. Are you ready for this? And this is to show kind of the spray of the waterfall. Okay, and what do you do?
So you hold your brush back with your finger and just let it fly.
Boom!
There you go. All over the place.
Oh, this is my favorite step so far. I love this. We have a lot of splattering going on right there. And it's all right here at VineGo. You can get hooked up. We talked about the website here this morning. And she makes it so easy, which is the talent that you're very talented, very good at this, Jenny. Let's go right now to the temps that we have around the Northwest here this morning. It's overnight lows throughout, dropping down pretty much in the 40s. We'll see upper 30s to right around 50 degrees. Now let's go to Tony for an update on the traffic. Tony?
All right, 8:06 is the time. If there was some sort of competition for amateur artists who actually makes it look like he knows what he's doing, Andy Carson might take top prize.
You are doing just a wonderful job, Andy.
Just because of Jenny right here. She has really led me through all the way from start to beginning, from a blank canvas. We looked at this right here, and she said, this is what you're going to paint. And I'm thinking, okay, well, good for you. So this is what I ended up with right there. And there we have. All I need to do is sign it. And what's so cool is you'll have 30 people take this class, and all of them will look a little bit different.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be just a carbon copy. In fact, look at Jenny's that she did right there compared to mine. And then we had another one of your students actually did one, and it's behind you, Mike, over here. And she did this one, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's just the neatest thing. You can go to your website, which is
VineGo.com.
Yep, you find out right there the days that they are open, which is about 6 out of the 7 days.
Right.
And then they'll have a picture on there of the different things that you're going to do. And then you just sign up.
Sign up and learn it start to finish.
All right, and it's really a neat process. And the VineGo, explain to people how you came up with that name.
That would actually be my husband.
Uh-huh.
He's clever, coming up with just pairing the wine with the painting and having it be kind of clever.
There you go. So it's about the painting, but then they also will have beverages that you can purchase while you're here, in addition to the $30 you paid to learn to do this. And you're a great teacher, so much fun. We will show off some of the other paintings here as we go through the morning. But right now, let's go to the radar picture. See, that is your weather. And Tony, as I stand way back here, that's not bad. We did all right there.
It looks great.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I still say that on the list of rejected names for the business, Michelob Angelo has got to be near the top.
They enjoyed that. In fact, they're thinking about naming their second location Michelob Angelo.
Yeah. And there's and of course Pinot Casso. You know, don't overlook that one either. It's
Pinot Casso, yes.
Here we go. All right, you just take that and run with it there. 84.
Back to Andy Carson we go in Southeast Portland. He's at VineGo. And Andy, we just can't say enough how impressed we are with your painting this morning.
Well, thank you. And I'm thinking what a great date night this would be. And Jenny, you do this a couple times a month. When is the next date night here?
Saturday, April 20th.
Okay, and people go online and they sign up. And the whole thing with the date night, you're not both going home with the same thing. You're doing halvesies, right?
That's right.
So, for example, is this the one you're doing this coming Saturday?
This is April 20th.
Okay, and so the one person will do this side, the other one that side, and then hopefully it'll all come together right there and you can hang it up and have a beautiful thing. Now, have you had to do any counseling with some of these couples as they come in to do this?
So far, we haven't.
Okay, it's worked out so far. And you have this one, which is the Hawaii scene. What other kind of things do you have for date night?
We have Haystack Rock, and then we have some really neat Asian landscapes.
Excellent. So one of those things, go online once again to her website and you can find out when and you can sign up and get all hooked up. And is it still $30 a person on date night?
$30 a person.
There
so
you go.
60 a couple.
There you go. Let's go right now to a little bit of weather information for you here this morning. It's Sunday. That is a look at your weather. Now let's go to Tony for an update on the traffic. Tony?
And Andy Carson painting, well, he painted a beautiful picture as far as the canvas is concerned.
Right.
The forecast...
It's another issue.
I don't know. It's in the eye of the beholder.
But before I get to the forecast, let me ask you this. I've been in Southeast Portland. We've been painting all morning. What's the one thing we haven't done yet?
Sculpture.
We haven't put a bird on it. But now we have. Yeah. This is the Portland chicken. Yes, the Portland chicken. It's a popular one, and you just did this very recently. So that's all a part of the repertoire of the amazing paintings that you can learn to do. And it all happens right here. Second location opening soon in Tigard, right? Yes. Let's go right now to the forecast. If you're heading out there.
All right, 8:36 is the time. We've been talking about Andy Carson, been talking about the weather, but been talking about your painting there, Andy. And still just can't get over it. I mean, tell us the truth. Have you had, like, painting experience in the past, or have you taken art lessons?
Not at all. I mean, I was doing the best I could to get C's in junior high art class, and that was because the teacher felt bad for me. He's like, oh, okay, here you go. But I didn't have Jenny as my teacher. This is the teacher you need to have. We're right here at Vine Go, and we've been talking about all these varieties of paintings that you have up there. And to do that class is $30.
Right.
But you have another class that's $40.
Exactly.
And it has to do with painting. And is it any kind of animal or your own pet, or what is the thought here?
Any kind of animal. Most people send pictures of their pets, but we have had people that, hey, I want to paint a lion, so they'll send a picture of a lion.
They send the picture. So once they send you the picture, what do you do to kind of get it started for them?
So I pre-sketch it, which is why it costs $10 extra. And so they send their picture, I'll sketch it on the canvas, and it's all ready for them when they show up.
So when they come in here, what's the first thing that you have them do as they're kind of working towards this process?
So I have them all fill in the background first, and so they get to choose their own color, and then they'll have their palette set up with their pet colors, and we'll just direct them through some tips.
And what would be the trickiest thing, do you think, for most people when they try to do an animal or something like that?
I would say in teaching this class, the hardest part is getting to the face and doing the eyes and the highlights on the nose. So I'm up there and I show everybody, here's how you make an eye come to life, or here's how you make the nose have more dimension, and all these little tricks.
And there they go. And then they can take that home, and it will always be a part of their art collection. They give themselves and of their pets. So great idea, great stuff, and great varieties. The website again is
Vinego.com.
Vinego.com. You can get right on there and get all signed up there. And you need to do it, maybe plan in advance, because I'm sure these things can sell out. Seems very popular to me.
They sell out with a waiting list very often.
Excellent. Let's go right now to the radar picture. We've watched this morning. So, Jimmy, let me ask you this, Jenny. I almost called you Jimmy, but it's Jenny. Do you sometimes do, like, private parties and things like that?
Very often, yes, we do. We have, and they get to choose their own painting when they do that.
Really?
Yep.
Now, do you ever go to a location, or do they need to come to your studio here?
We have all the travel stuff, and in fact, yesterday we were out at Southeast Wine Collective, and we did a class out there right in the barrel room with all the wine barrels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, she is all over it. She's been around for about a year and a half now doing this, and very excited to open up a brand new location in Tigard. Where will it be located in Tigard?
Just off of I-5, the Barber exit.
Okay.
Right around that area.
All right, cool. And it'll be even bigger than this one, so maybe
3 times the size.
Bigger canvases.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Tony for a little update on the traffic. Tony?
Thanks, Andy. Out we go to the...
Andy Carson this morning is checking out another cool place and also telling us about our forecast. Andy.
Yep, we are at Vine Go here this morning. I'm with Jenny, and we've talked about the fact that you serve beverages here while the adults will paint and things like that. But you also do a special thing for the kids. We have some examples right here. When does that work, and how do the kids come in to do this?
So for now, it's every Thursday from 4 o'clock to 5:15. Kids get a little snack, and they paint, and we usually do animals, but we occasionally will replicate a famous work of art, and they get a little info on the artist.
So what's it like teaching the kids as compared to teaching the adults?
There's a big difference. So kids, you just tell them to do something and they just do it.
They do it. Don't worry about it.
As adults, we have learned about cause and effect, and so we're a lot more careful and overthink things.
Yep. I try to not overthink things. right now. I'm doing that very thing. So a neat setup you have here. Amazing teacher as well. Let's go right now to the temps we have around the Northwest this morning. That's your weather. Now let's go to Tony for an update on the traffic. Tony?
Andy's going to wrap up the forecast from Southeast Portland.
I need to sign my art. Jenny, thank you so very much. And we'll go just like that. 7-day forecast. It is going to be a mostly dry day today. And overnight lows for the most part will be dropping down into the 40s. Best teacher I have had, art-wise, ever.
Thank you.
Let's go to Tony now for traffic.
Thanks, Jenny. It's quick.